Eden Culinary Club. This is Mary Lou and
Kathy
at the olive oil store, Olive Basket, here in Brazelton. And we want to introduce you to Samantha. And Samantha, tell us about how you came to own the Olive Basket.
About 8 years ago, I was in Blue Ridge, Georgia, and I found a olive oil and balsamic vinegar store there. Fell in love with the product. Would be driving 2 hours to get my olive oil and balsamic vinegar. Many years later, discovered this amazing store and came to work for them. And within a month of coming to work for them on a part-time basis, decided that this was what I wanted to do. They were going to close, and we decided to purchase from them.
Oh, I'm so glad you did, because
Yes.
I started coming here 6 years ago when I discovered it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been to the one in Dahlonega and the one in Northeast Georgia. And I've even been as far away as Virginia because they had olive oils, and in Peachtree City and
Yes.
in Coweta County over in Noonan.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in love with these things.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you get started knowing about olive oils?
It really was just my love for food. I've always been a good cook. I come from a long line of amazing good cooks, good chefs. And so I am a foodie. But it really started about 5 years ago. I weighed 236 pounds. I was a mom of 2. I was a stay-at-home mom. So I was just kind of giving myself to everybody else, and decided in that moment that I wanted to kind of take back my health. And since I was already familiar with the product, I did research on it, and come to find out it was really good for you. And it was a great way for me to kind of take back my control over my eating habits. Keep my food limit to what I was cooking. I didn't eat out much, but it was a way for me to really start the process of a lifelong health journey. And so that's what we did. And it became very easy for me once I started that journey, because I became accountable for me and accountable for what I was putting in my body and not what somebody else was doing. And you have so many flavors that you don't get bored of it. Clean eating doesn't become something that's like, oh, I've already had that. Yeah, but you've had it this way. Now welcome to 25 other different ways to have that same thing. And so it became a way for me to really kind of fall in love with food again in a way that was healthy for me and was feeding my body, and not just a way to kind of make myself feel better.
Well, you're quite a testament.
I think so.
And I think the big thing when I first started, after I had took a trip to Italy, and I said, my friend I was traveling with says, "Where's the salad dressing?" I said, "No, there's no salad dressing. This is the way." But I think people are intimidated. So I'm hoping that you will share with us that it really isn't. It's easy and exciting, and there's so much versatility, I think, once you start to get into it.
Yeah.
So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it. So start and tell us. In fact, we're standing in front of one of my favorite basil virgin olive oil.
Yes, our basil is amazing. It's one of my favorites. It's extremely clean and fresh. They are all clean and fresh, but there's just something about the basil for me that I use as my just plain extra virgin. I think we have an amazing extra virgin. But the basil is just one of those that is a great layer. So many times we think, oh, we're gonna have this, and you don't understand that you can layer the flavors on top of each other. So when you take that bite, you get it all. Basil is one of those that I consider a layer. So you start off with a beautiful, rich. And we would pair this with our cranberry pear white balsamic vinegar. That's our top pairing. Basil goes with anything, but our cranberry pear white balsamic is one of our favorites. 5 grams of sugar, per tablespoon. So again, you're not going to get that sugar rush. You're going to keep that insulin level in check. And it's going to make anything you eat delicious. You can have it on a salad. You can have a chicken. You can put it on Brussels sprouts, asparagus, any way you want. So it makes it fun and it's so easy. It's 2 things in one instead of having to figure out a whole bunch of herbs and chopping and the salt content of something, because sodium is another thing.
Yes.
And then we come down here to our Tuscan Herb. This is our most popular in store. This, if you've ever done macaroni grill or carrabas and did the bread dipping, this is that flavor profile. You get the garlic and the rosemary, the oregano, the marjoram, all of that delicious Italian. So this would be really simple to have like a starter. It's our marinade, it's our bread dipper, it's our salad dressing. It's kind of all in one. And I always say, even just simple noodles. Put a little Tuscan herb over some noodles, some salt,
And it's
pepper.
right over raviolis, cheese raviolis.
It is. Just that, garlic bread, just a little drizzle. You don't need the butter, you don't need any salt, you don't need anything else, just the Tuscan herb. So it does, it makes simple, clean eating fun, but easy. You're not having to put a whole lot of thought in it. It's just Tuscan herb chicken, Persian lime fish, harissa pizza. You can just literally, blood orange chicken.
Oh, I love blood.
It's one of our top flavors because it's, again, so versatile. We use it in our brownies. We make a healthy version of an orange chicken that you would get at the Chinese restaurant. This is
Chocolate cake, when you make a chocolate cake
Yes.
and you put it in, you have like one of those little orange chocolate balls.
exactly. Put it over ice cream. You would never think, but blood orange, olive oil, and dark chocolate vinegar over vanilla ice cream is absolutely fabulous.
Well, can you show us
Kind of one more down, because when I cook like Italian, but then when I'm going to cook French, this is my go-to. And I
This
think
is,
it's-
the herbs de Provence. So we have 2 of the herbs side by side because I usually like to compare these 2 with everyone. Your Tuscan herb is going to be your Italian flavors with your garlic. Your herbs de Provence is a traditional herbs de Provence. All you have to do is add the lemon. So this is no garlic, but you have your lavender. And this is where you get that really delicious herby pop without that punch of that garlic. So these are our top herbs. Herbs de Provence, add a little Sicilian lemon, white balsamic to it, and on some chicken. Oh, it's absolutely divine.
And of course your lime, you mix it with the coconut.
Yep.
We all know about that. A little bit of lime, little bit of coconut. And you
The
have a
lime and
great
the coconut.
coconut. And it's like having a,
Persian lime shrimp.
Oh,
Saute
yeah.
your shrimp in your Persian lime olive oil. Take some white rice. I don't prefer white rice, so I always do a jasmine rice. The body processes it about the same as a brown rice. Add a little bit, about a teaspoon of coconut white balsamic vinegar. So you have Persian lime shrimp with coconut rice. Easy peasy, and you don't have a whole lot of chopping to do.
So for the complete novice, when they come into your store, can you kind of demonstrate, use us as dummies and show us
Sure.
like
how to mix them up?
Yeah, so what we always do is we will always greet you in, have you look around, and when you are ready to start sampling, most people will say, do you mind if I try? Or we'll say, is there anything that you see that you would like to try?
Right.
So what we'll do is, now with COVID rules, we've really asked not to touch. We don't want a whole lot of people touching the bottles.
Right.
It's easy to clean, but we're still trying to keep it not so hands-on right now. So what you'll do, so come in and we have sample cups and you can try anything and everything in the store. We have jars of the jelly. If you see a jelly that you want to try, we have jars of the jelly that we can taste. But you'll get a little sample cup. We'll pour you a little sample. If you like it and would like a pairing of that one, then we can go through the pairings of the vinegar. And that's usually how we do tasting. We usually have bread. Unfortunately, we haven't really had a chance
But
to.
tonight at 5:45, you should have picked up your bread sample, and you're going to get the surprise, one of these lovely olive oils to taste, along with a balsamic vinegar. So we'll see what you think after this video tonight. So tell us about the first pairing that you're going to
So
choose.
I think the first pairing, it would always be my Tuscan Herb. Again, bestseller in the house. It is the most versatile, and we have two different ones that we really like to pair with it. I do my vinegars like I do my perfumes. We do dark and heavy in the fall and winter, and light and floral in the spring and summer. So if you were spring and summer, you wanted something really light, Tuscany, we would always go with our Sicilian Lemon. It is, if you think Tuscan and the garlic and the rosemary with that little lemon, it really takes you to Tuscany. And then we would take the Tuscan Herb over to the traditional. This is our 18-year traditional. It is exactly how old school they did it in Modena. It's exactly how they've done it for hundreds and thousands of years. It's aged in 18-year-old oak barrels. It is absolutely delicious. This balsamic typically goes with any oil in the store. It is what you would get on a braise salad. It's thick. It's more like a glaze than what you would get anywhere else. Most of it is a little bit runny. Ours is not. It has a very thick consistency to it. And again, all of our vinegars are only 5 grams of sugar per tablespoon, so you don't have to worry about getting that insulin spike as you're consuming a salad or fruit, vegetables, or whatever.
Okay, take us to the next pairing.
Yeah.
Maybe the blood orange or
Yeah, so let's do,
or the herb.
let's see, we can do the blood orange. So our blood orange are Tunisian olives. So most people think that everything comes from Italian olives, and in fact, they don't. Italy is just a smaller portion of where olives come from. We have Tunisian olives, we have Italian olives, we have Spanish olives. We have California olives, right? Which is absolutely amazing olive oil, American made. So the blood orange is one of ours that is Tunisian. It is absolutely wonderful. It has a very light blood orange flavor to it. The way that they've done all of our olive oils that contain the fruit and the herb, it's done in a big cold press at one time. So you're not getting multiple presses of the olives, which technically you could not call it extra virgin olive oil if you did. But that's why it's all done, and it's called agrumato style. Agrumato, one press of everything together, toss away. With the blood orange, I really love our orange with our raspberry. Our white Cascadian raspberry is absolutely amazing. It has a little bit of a sweeter taste to it, only because it's a white balsamic, a different grape. But I love it with our white raspberry. Now, again, because we want to flip that to the fall and winter, what I would do is come over here to our dark raspberry and use our dark raspberry with the blood orange. It is amazing. So here's a little secret to that pairing. If you're making brownies, pancakes, chocolate cake, muffins, anything like that, use your blood orange for your oil, use your raspberry for the water portion of it. Blood orange raspberry pancakes or brownies are absolutely amazing. Another one with the blood orange is your dark chocolate. This is my go-to when I want something nice and luxurious and sweet. This is my go-to. If I don't typically eat vanilla ice cream. I do vanilla Greek yogurt for the protein content. So I can have as much dark chocolate as I want, and I don't feel bad about it. Put a little blood orange on that vanilla Greek yogurt, or your dark chocolate, and you're getting the same flavors, just a lot healthier, and you're cutting those calories and that sugar content again. Insulin, I call it, those that are insulin dependent, it's insulin dependent safe. It's great. Balsamic is a great way for anyone with diabetes to not feel like they're missing out on life. My mother-in-law was a diabetic, and this is a great way for her to still feel like she got those things that she loves so much that she would really have to pay attention to how much she had. So all she had to do was measure it out in teaspoons, and she knew she had 5 grams of natural sugar per teaspoon, and she would be able to enjoy whatever she wanted.
Do you have dark apple, red apple?
I do. We have a delicious red apple. Again, red apple dark balsamic. We have the Gravenstein white apple, which is typically how we do. There are some that do not have a white version of it. For instance, the key lime white version. I'm not sure key lime dark would probably taste very well with that type of acidity, so they didn't make one. But we do have quite a few that have that white and dark. Red apple is one of them. Our Neapolitan herb. This is one that I love to talk about because most people only come in and they see the delicious fruit flavors, and they don't know that our Neapolitan herb is what I consider our savory balsamic. It has all delicious herbs in it. So you're gonna have the rosemary, marjoram, thyme, garlic, and sage over tomatoes and mozzarella. It is absolutely wonderful. It's delicious in Brussels sprouts and asparagus, and you're not having to come up with anything else. It's just a drizzle, steak, tofu. It's amazing.
Brussels sprouts, it really makes them and the asparagus.
It really does. It really does. And it's the thought process of not having to go through chopping the herbs or going to the store and finding all the herbs, or you come up with a recipe and you're like, yeah, I'm only going to use it once. This kind of helps eliminate some of that. And it's delicious and it's super easy.
Can you tell us a little bit about, once we get these wonderful products at home, how do we store them? How do we keep them?
Yeah, so balsamic vinegar can be stored indefinitely. I don't know of a vinegar that has actually gone bad. I have one that's 6.5 years old. It was a special reserve they did 6.5 years ago. I still use it. I still have it. The worst that you're going to see, which is actually amazing, but aesthetically not so pleasing, is if you were to have an old bottle of balsamic vinegar and you were to hold it up to the light, you would see like a little black mass in the bottom. That is the mother. That is the probiotic from the source actually growing in your bottle. Shake it up. Pour it anyways. It's 50,000 BTUs. I'm going to completely blank on that, of probiotic. And that is from the source. Yes. So it's like eating edamame is you're eating soy protein from the source. This is the same thing. This is non-chemically made probiotic. So I take a shot of it every morning on an empty stomach, so you're getting that, but that's the worst you're gonna see. I always suggest opening bottles, smell it. You're gonna know when vinegar and oil go bad. It's not something that can ever be masked. You will know it. As far as storing it, I would say store the vinegar in your cabinet away from heat indefinitely. The oil, very much different. The oil is only good for 14 to 18 months, depending on how it's stored. If you store it out on your counter where light can penetrate through the bottle, then you're gonna get closer to that 14 months. If you store it in a cool cabinet, away from heat and light, you're gonna get closer to that 18 months. Again, when you open that bottle, you will smell that oil. It is not something that you mistake for anything else. And it, like I said, our bottles, they are a darker color, so they do protect from that natural light coming in. That's why it's so important when we go into grocery stores. I am a big packaging person. And it's not to discount anything that we find in the grocery store. I do just urge people to take a look at that packaging and to understand that lighting has a big part in the way our foods break down. All food breaks down. It oxidizes light, especially fluorescent light, which is what we usually find in stores, causes the most breakdown of food and the most oxidation. So a lot of times, by the time we get our food or get those things, it's already starting to turn toxic.
I noticed you don't have any fluorescent lights in here.
We do not. We do not. We have LED. It does help protect it. And then we've stored everything in the foosties to help protect that as well. They are vacuum sealed every night to maintain freshness. A lot of times you'll see us pour and we'll have to stop and then we'll have to crank it open to release that vacuum seal in there. And that just shows you that, yep, it's been vacuumed that night out and there's no air pressure in there.
Can you talk to us about spouts?
Yes. So the spout, when you come in the store, you're gonna see our oil spouts on. For us, it's a little easier to do a pour. We do not actually recommend these spouts for the vinegar. We recommend our taffy spouts, and let me show you why. So these are our taffy spouts, and when you have a spout like this, you can see the opening is really large. It's still going to come flooding out. So what we recommend for our vinegar is you take out your cork and you pop in a taffy spout. And then what you do is you take, I'm not going to push it all the way in so I can get it out. You take your top off. You can see that it is actually a way for you to tap it out and it not come rushing out. I can't tell you how many times I have gone to pour it without a spout or one of these, and you get that air bubble and it goes So we recommend the taffy for the vinegar and the oil spouts for the oil. It'll definitely help those
And you
pour
sell
out.
both of them here,
We
correct?
do. These, the taffies are $2 and the oil spouts are $5. They are all silicone, so they can be used as many times as you want. Eventually, they will start to go bad. I think I have one that's 2 years old that is just now starting to go bad. But they're super easy to clean. Pop it down in hot water and Dawn soap. Let it soak in there. Pop it in your dishwasher, and it's clean, sanitized, and good to go for the next use. I will take them off and put them on different bottles. Sometimes I'll just, if I have one in garlic and I need to use my Tuscan real quick, I'll pop it off with the garlic, put it in the Tuscan. But if I don't want to cross flavors, just rinse it under hot water. A lot of times you can just get a quick rinse and pop it on another bottle.
And would you like to tell us about any of the other items?
Yes! So we have worked very hard on the gourmet food side. It's a little sparse right now as we're still getting in from Christmas, but we are really proud of our vendors. Shenanigans Candles, she is a local 14-year-old girl that decided that she wanted to start her own business. Her dad owns Blanton Pollution in Jefferson. And so we are customers of theirs, and we went in and we found her candles and we thought they were the cutest thing. She is the sweetest young lady, and so we've decided to partner up with her and allow her to make her candles and us sell them. So it's honoring a young female local entrepreneur. Beast Little is another local company. They are right down the road, and it's another female-owned business, and she hand makes all of these. I looked for over a year for a pickle vendor. I had tried so many pickles, I can't even begin to tell you how many pickles I tried, and these are my most favorite. They are absolutely wonderful. Jalapeno garlic is my personal favorite. Whiskey dill, if you're not a very strong pickle lover, whiskey dill is more of a subtle, and then the dill, it's a dill pickle. It's amazing. salts, I'm sure Jackson County is very aware of salts. These guys are very much local to Jackson County, Brazelton, and Houston, yes. And this is the only salt seasoning my husband and I will use. It is absolutely amazing. You do not need a lot, and again, by measuring, it helps keep that sodium level in check that I don't have to worry about from another spice packet. A little of that, a little of this, and you are good to go with just about anything. And then just jams, jellies. Terrapin Ridge is one of our companies that we've searched high and low for. They consistently make really good products. I'm very happy with all of them. Adam's Apple Butter looked for a year for an apple butter that kind of resembled my grandmother's. Nobody's ever gonna make it like my grandmother, but they come extremely close, so we are really proud to carry theirs. But my most favorite outside of the oil and vinegars is our skincare line. I am very big into skincare. I take very good care of my skin. This is an all-natural skincare line. It's made with our olive oil, our Southern Hemisphere out of Australia. And J-Lo just had the big announcement with her skincare that her big secret from her mother and grandmother has been olive oil. Well, it's been my secret as well. I use this line at home, and when I'm having really dry skin, really dry hair, like my hair is kind of dry now and I'm gonna need to do a treatment, I will use our Hoji Blanca plain olive oil, mix it in already with my skincare, and you would not believe how much difference my skin and my hair feels. My daughter has eczema, and when she gets it really bad, we will put that olive oil on her skin, and the next morning, it's pink. It's completely fine. But this is something I'm really, really proud of, to be able to offer really good skincare. I've researched every single ingredient in this line, and it is 100% all natural. Yeah.
Samantha, tell me what, the numbers are rising for COVID. What are your plans in case they have another shutdown?
Yeah, so we have a couple of options. We got very imaginative over this last year. So we have a couple of different ways. You can give the store a call and place an order. You can message us on Facebook and place an order, or go to northgaoliveoil.com, and that is our website, and you can place an order there. We do curbside pickup. We are masked, we are gloved. You can pop your trunk. We will place the bag in your trunk, so there's zero interaction. You can pay over the phone. I have a card. What we've done is literally you just swipe your card and go on your way. We have a drop box that we put right outside of the door. We have a camera that faces our store, so we've never had an issue of theft or anything, but we can set it out so you can just pick it up. And then we do 10-mile delivery within the store. With Deaton Creek, what a couple of my customers would do is they would get a couple of their buddies together, and they would make a big order, and we would do one big trip over there and just drive around and do porch drops. So you don't even have to say hello, you don't have to see us. We just put it on your front porch. Makes it super easy, very safe. I am the only one touching them, and I make sure that we do it appropriately.
Thank you.
Okay.
And we're going to get back to you about Winks with Samantha next month. So we're going to tell you later on in the newsletter about her Winks, where she does online FaceTime cooking, and you can pick up your supplies right here, or we're going to see if she'll help us, and they'll be dropped off. I'll come pick them up, and we'll take them at the clubhouse, and you can pick them up.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it, and we've had a wonderful day with you.
Yes, thank you so much for coming in, and I cannot wait to